I watched her laugh across the table, the dim candlelight catching the curve of her cheek. The sound should have warmed me, but it didn't. It never did anymore. She leaned closer, whispering something meant only for me. "I have a surprise," she said, eyes sparkling, hand brushing mine. I smiled. Quiet, controlled. Inside, a slow storm raged. Months of emptiness. Months of cold nights where her side of the bed felt untouched, abandoned. I had counted them. Every touch denied, every kiss withheld. And now she smiled like the world had always been hers to command. I nodded, said, "That's nice." The words were flat, empty, perfectly neutral. My mind was elsewhere, racing, calculating. She paused, waiting for something. Excitement, gratitude, affection. But all I offered was calm. And she didn't know, she couldn't know, that I already suspected everything. It started small, the little things that didn't add up, the unexplained absences, the faint scent of perfume that wasn't mine, the hushed messages she quickly hid when I walked into the room. I remembered the night she came home late, hair damp, breathing like she had run, like she had lied. My stomach had twisted, but I said nothing. I couldn't, not yet. Denial is a curious thing. I wanted to cling to her, wanted to believe it was nothing. But the truth always finds a way. Then came the final clue, a casual slip, a mention of a name that shouldn't exist, a date that didn't match, a laugh that didn't include me. I froze in that moment, staring at her like a stranger. And for the first time in years, I let myself think, maybe it's not just neglect. Maybe it's betrayal. I moved quietly, observing, recording, calculating. I didn't confront, not yet. I had learned the power of patience. I checked her phone, carefully, subtly. Hidden messages, photos deleted too quickly, calls erased, evidence scattered like ashes. I ordered a DNA test, anonymous, sent it off while she smiled at me over dinner, unaware. I watched her movements, noting habits she thought private. Her perfume, her laughter, the way she tucked her hair behind her ear. All of it would betray her eventually. I spoke in calm sentences at work, smiled at colleagues, pretended I was unaffected. Meanwhile, my mind traced every lie she had ever told, every omission. I mapped them. Every detail was a thread, and I was ready to pull them all. The report came quietly, unremarkable, but the contents screamed in my mind. I held the envelope in my hand for an hour before opening it. She wasn't mine, not our child, not our future, not our lie of happiness. I folded the paper carefully, put it on the table beside my untouched plate at dinner. She was mid-sentence, describing her surprise. Her eyes shone, her hands fluttered. I looked up, slow, calm, and said, "Congratulations, honey." She froze. I slid the report across the table. Silence, thick, heavy. She reached for it instinctively, then stopped, realizing the truth before even reading. Her face went pale. Her eyes flickered between shock and panic, searching mine for the lie. But I was stone. I said nothing. She could speak. I didn't care. She stammered, tried to explain, deny, beg, laugh nervously. I watched her unravel without touching her, without raising my voice. Do you understand?" I asked softly. Not a question, just a statement. Her tears started quietly, the first drops of the storm she had created for me. She whispered apologies, but I wasn't listening. I had already won. She had shown me her true self. She had made her choice. And now she would live with the clarity of her failure. I stood, left the room with measured steps. I didn't shout, I didn't slam doors. My absence was more lethal than any explosion she could imagine. I walked past her, past the silence, past the betrayal. And I left her with the evidence, with the truth. She realized too late that I had always known, that every step she had taken, every secret she thought safe, had been under my watch. And I left her there. I returned home later, alone. No celebration, no joy, just the quiet hum of a life reclaimed. I didn't feel pity, didn't feel grief, only clarity. Her betrayal had cost her everything she thought she owned. I poured a drink, sipped slowly, and smiled. Not for her, not for the child that wasn't mine, but for myself. The storm had passed, I had endured, and I was unbroken. I had seen the truth, exposed it, and walked away, finally free.